All right, let's just jump right in. What we're talking about here isn't just some new app or the next big gadget. According to philosopher Christopher DiCarlo, we are in the middle of creating something monumental, something that could be all-powerful. In a very real sense, we're building a god. And this explainer is all about the global race to build it and maybe, just maybe, control it.
So picture this. Right now, all across the planet, the sharpest minds, the biggest tech companies, the most powerful countries, they're all locked in this massive, high-stakes race. Everyone is sprinting toward a finish line, but here's the crazy part. Nobody really knows what that finish line looks like or what's on the other side.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? That's the core tension of our modern world. What happens when our natural human drive to compete, to win, to see what's next, pushes us to invent something that could eventually just slip right through our fingers?
This quote from researcher Kaja Grace absolutely flips the whole idea of a race on its head. She points out this chilling paradox. See, in a normal race, someone wins. But in the AI race, the only winner might be the AI. Think about that. Rushing, trying to get there first, could be the one move that ensures humanity as a whole loses.
So, just to make sure we're all on the same page, what exactly is AI? Well, let's go all the way back to the beginning, 1956. The guy who coined the term, John McCarthy, had a pretty straightforward definition. It's just the science of making intelligent machines. Simple as that. That's our starting point.
And for decades, that science has been fueled by this incredible, world-changing promise. You often hear AI described as a double-edged sword. So let's start by looking at the bright, shiny, utopian edge, the vision of a world made fundamentally better.
I mean, the potential here is just staggering. We are talking about completely transforming medicine, literally erasing language barriers between people, creating amazing new tools for accessibility, tackling climate change head-on, and even redesigning education from the ground up for every single person.
And look, this is not science fiction. This is happening right now. Take medicine. This number, 95%, that's the accuracy some AI models have hit in predicting genetic mutations just by analyzing cancer slides. And here's the really mind-blowing part. That is a task that no human doctor can do at all.
We're already seeing these breakthroughs save lives. You've got IBM's Watson for oncology, which helps doctors find personalized cancer treatments. There's an autonomous AI called IDX-DR that can spot diabetic eye disease early enough to prevent blindness. And then you have companies like In Silico Medicine using AI to discover new drugs at a speed we've never seen before.
Okay, so that's the promise. It's incredible. But remember that double-edged sword? Now we have to flip it over and look at the other side. The peril. The deep, profound risk that comes with creating something this powerful.
This is the question that haunts so many of the people who are actually building this technology. It's the ultimate fear that our greatest invention could also be our last.
You've probably heard this line before, right? From the movie 2001. It has become the perfect cultural symbol for this fear. It's that chilling moment when the machine we built, our tool, calmly looks back at us and says no.
And this fear actually has a name, the Frankenstein effect. Just like in the famous story, it's the horror of bringing something intelligent into the world, only to realize we have no control over it, leading to consequences we could never have predicted.
Now, these dangers aren't just some far-off what-if scenario. They are here. A huge one is how AI is polluting our information. And it's really important to know the difference here. Misinformation is when false stuff gets spread around, maybe by accident. But disinformation, that's different. That's the intentional use of lies to deceive people and cause harm. And AI is the perfect engine to put that on steroids.
So how does that actually work? Well, whistleblower Tristan Harris broke it down perfectly. The social media algorithms that run on AI, they have three very simple goals. 1. Engagement. Keep you scrolling. 2. Growth. Get you to come back tomorrow and bring your friends. And 3. Advertising. Make as much money as possible. Your attention, your behavior, that's the product being sold.
And the peril just goes deeper from there. We're seeing algorithmic bias, where an AI might deny someone a loan just because of the neighborhood they live in. There are huge fights over copyright, with models being trained on art without the artist's permission. We're facing massive job displacement. And, believe it or not, we're even starting to see people become psychologically addicted to AI chatbots. So, with this unbelievable promise on one hand, and this terrifying peril on the other, humanity is basically standing at a giant crossroads. The challenge now isn't just about building faster, better AI.
It's about learning how to steer it. How do we manage all this risk?
Well, the whole world is scrambling to put up some guardrails. In the European Union, they're taking a really strict, risk-based approach, even banning some uses of AI outright. The US is floating this idea of an AI Bill of Rights to protect people from harm, and China is rolling out very specific rules to tackle problems like addiction and manipulation.
But it can't just be up to the governments. The companies that are actually building this stuff have a massive responsibility. First, they have to stay informed. They need to red team their systems, which is a cool way of saying they hire people to try and break their own AI to find the flaws before the public does. And most importantly, they have to be transparent when things go wrong, and then they have to fix it.
But even with all of these efforts, the regulations, the red teams, the best intentions in the world, we still come crashing back to our single greatest challenge. A challenge that's defined by one thing: uncertainty.
So after all the papers, all the conferences, all the billions of dollars spent, and all the debates between the smartest people on the planet, what is the one honest-to-God truth? It's this: nobody knows. Nobody knows for sure what will happen when we create an intelligence that's smarter than we are.
And this isn't just saying, oh, we have no clue. It's more profound than that. This is what you'd call a known unknown. We are fully aware of this giant, gaping hole in our understanding. We know that we don't know. And that fact alone shapes this entire conversation.
The astronomer Carl Sagan summed up our entire situation perfectly with this: we are getting unbelievably good at accumulating power. Technological power. The real question, the one that matters, is whether our wisdom can possibly keep up. Because if it doesn't, well, the outcome is pretty clear.
And that brings us right back to where we started. We are building a God, a creation that could solve all our problems or be the last problem we ever have. So the final question, the really crucial one, isn't just for the scientists or the politicians. It's for every single one of us. What should we ask of it?